Your smartphone is more than just a device for calls and text messages. It's your digital wallet, your communication hub, personal assistant, loaded with sensitive information like your financial data and personal photos. That makes it a prime target for cybercriminals. While many people secure their computers, mobile devices often get overlooked. Mobile attacks have increased by 50% in 2023 over previous year. So today we're going to be talking about some common mobile malware traps and show you how you can keep your devices safe. Hello everyone, and happy Friday. I'm Michael Kanet. I'm CEO and founder of iTernal Networks. And here at iTernal Networks, we believe knowledge is power. So every Friday, 1 p.m. Pacific time, I go live on our social media pages to discuss educational, technology, and cybersecurity topics to empower fellow business owners and individuals. These live streams aim to help small business owners feel more confident in their knowledge of business technology and cybersecurity. At iTernal Networks, we're dedicated to creating safe and secure environments for businesses, and staying educated on technology is a big part of that. I'm pre-recording this today. I'm not actually live as you're watching this. I will be in my daughter's individual regional playoff game for tennis doubles, which if she wins, she gets to go to state next week. So I won't be able to answer any of your questions live, but please post any questions in the comments and I'll follow up with you later on. All right, now let's dive right into the topic. Mobile malware and protecting your mobile devices. Mobile malware is similar to the kind that you'd find on your computer, but it specifically targets your smartphones and tablets. Mobile attacks surged by 50% in 2023. That's according to the security company Kaspersky. Whether it's through phishing attacks, malicious apps, unsecured Wi-Fi, there's lots of different ways that this malware can find its way to your phone, and they can wreak havoc on your device and your data. So here's some common traps to watch out for. Number one, phishing attacks. These look like legitimate texts or emails, but clicking links or downloading the attachments can infect your phone. This is very similar to phishing on your computer, right? If you get an email on your computer, you can also access it on your phone, right? You got to be aware of those. Number two, malicious apps. Not all apps that you can find are safe. Apple and Google try to keep unsafe apps off of their app stores, but sometimes they sneak through. Some hide malware that can steal your data or even control your device. So always research before downloading any new apps. One of the biggest ones a couple of years ago was a flashlight app that thousands of people had installed before it was discovered that it was malicious. So you never know, just be wary. All right, the next one is similar to phishing. This is called smishing or SMS phishing. These SMS scams come through, no surprise, your text messages, trying to trick you into clicking on links or giving out personal information. Number four, Wi-Fi. Public Wi-Fi networks are a hacker's playground. You should always avoid accessing sensitive info when connected to them, as they are unsecured. Number five, this is fake apps. So this is different than malicious apps. These fake apps look like real apps, but are designed to steal your data or take control of your device. They look like other apps. They're just made by different developers. Number six is adware. This one's not as dangerous as the other ones, but adware can be annoying, and sometimes ads can expose you to other malware if those ad networks have been breached, which has happened in the past. All right, so here's some tips to protect your mobile device that you can take. Number one, this is probably the most important one, stay up to date. Make sure that your phone's operating system and apps are up to date with the latest security patches to make sure that you're safe and protected. If your phone is old enough that it's no longer getting regular security updates from the manufacturer, it's on an older operating system, it's on, not on the latest iOS version or Android version, you may want to consider upgrading to a newer phone that's capable of having those new security updates. All right. This is the same. I've said it before. I'm probably going to say it again. be wary of links. Same as on your computer as on your mobile device. Avoid clicking on links or downloading any attachments from unknown senders. This goes for email, websites, texting, and any social media and social media messaging apps, right? If you don't know who it is 100% and you don't trust it, you weren't expecting it, don't click on it. All right, this is another one I talk about all the time, using strong passwords. Make sure you're using strong, complex passwords, or consider a password manager for extra protection on your mobile device. App Store safety is important, right? Only download apps from the official app stores. That's just the safest, right? Google and Apple have processes in place to detect and weed out and make sure that the apps are safe and secure. It doesn't mean they always are, some slip through, but they're more likely to be safe than apps that you sideload from other app stores or other websites. All right, I mentioned public Wi-Fi as being wary of it. If you do need to connect to public Wi-Fi, make sure you're using a VPN, whether it's a work VPN or you pay for a private VPN. That encrypts the traffic and protects you while you're using that public Wi-Fi. And then make sure you're doing regular backups. Back up your phone to safeguard your data. And then the last tip really that I have is use a reputable security app for added protection. Make sure that you have some sort of mobile security app. Find your vendor of choice. I use Sophos. I highly recommend Sophos. There's lots of other ones out there, but find one, whether Android, iOS, right? They do things a little bit differently, but you need protections, right? A good mobile security app is going to look at what other apps are installed to see if any of those other apps are potentially unwanted or don't have a good reputation, as well as scanning for malware and other types of nefarious activity on your device. All right, so those are the basic steps, the basic tips that I would offer. If you want to go like maybe above the basic and go to a little bit more advanced or have some added protection, here's a few more things that you can add on. Physical security does matter, right? A lot of times when we're talking about cybersecurity, we're talking about all the virtual stuff, right? All the websites and applications and hackers and criminals that are far away trying to access your data remotely. But physical security matters too. If you lose your device, right, there are criminals that can take advantage of lost or stolen devices. So make sure that you're using a strong passcode, fingerprint, or facial recognition lock on your phone or tablet, and that it locks automatically. Avoid using simple patterns that could easily be guessed, right? Don't know 1111 or 1234. Right? Use something that is going to be hard to guess for criminals. All right, this next one can be difficult at times, right? But beware of public charging. If you're traveling, especially you're at an airport and you just need to top off your phone, it can be dangerous to use those public USB charging stations. They can be compromised, allowing hackers to access your device or sideload other things into the device. My recommendation is don't just plug a USB cable into a USB charging station. Most of those USB charging stations that I've seen also have electrical plugs next to them. Those are safe. Plug your charger in and your USB into your charger. That's the safest way of topping off your power at those public charging stations. All right, if you lose your device or you think it's stolen, make sure that you remotely wipe its data. Make sure you access it, you lock it remotely if possible, and remotely wipe its data to protect your sensitive information. It's also important that when you're installing new apps, you take a close look at the app permissions that it's requesting. Most apps will pop up and say, oh, we need this permission, oh, you need this permission. And frequently we just, yes, we want to use this app, right? But carefully review which permissions it's asking for and deny any unnecessary permissions to safeguard your privacy and data. For instance, a flashlight app doesn't need to access your contacts, and it definitely doesn't need to access your location data. Most applications will still function they may be a little more limited, but they should still function even if you deny permissions. So just be aware of what permissions it's asking for and deny anything that you don't feel safe with. It's also important that you regularly review the apps on your phone. Now, regularly to you might be monthly, might be quarterly, maybe it's once a year, but just review the apps that you have from time to time and uninstall the apps that you no longer use. That can reduce the potential vulnerabilities, especially if they're older apps that don't have any updates, that maybe there's some sort of security risk involved with those apps on your device. And then I mentioned this, backing up your data. I'm going to talk a little bit about the two different types of backups for your mobile devices. There's cloud backups and there's local backups. I highly recommend using cloud storage services to back up your data regularly. This will automatically send it to the cloud, to a backup provider of your choice. iPhone has iCloud, you can enable quickly. Android has some options. There's also Dropbox. There's different ways of backing up your photos and your documents and other things. Make sure you have something that is regularly backing up your data so that if you do lose your phone or something happens to it, you're not missing out on all of those wonderful, cherished photos and videos of your family and things that really you can't replace. Also, you could consider backing up your phone locally to your computer. This is typically done with a USB cable to the computer, and then you just run a local backup, just on the off chance that something does fail with that cloud-based backup. All right, so those are my tips, the basic ones, and then the ones that are a little bit more advanced. Hopefully, you find them helpful. Thanks for joining and watching this. If you did find this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment with any questions or thoughts you might have. I'll get back to you later on that. Your feedback really does help us to create more content that's valuable to you. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel as well. Hit the little notification bell icon to make sure that you don't miss any updates that we post. Remember, knowledge is power, and we're here to help you navigate the world of tech and cybersecurity. If you need any further assistance, please reach out via direct message, contact our office, or email through our website at itnet.works. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you more next week. Thanks.